Hi everybody, welcome to the video. We've got a Brands Hatch GT2 race in the BMW M6. This is a solid car for the GT2 series, very quick, very agile, and does have a lot of acceleration. Now in Brands Hatch there is always carnage on lap 1, so we're going to let this lap run, and turn 2 is always going to provide carnage, but not really much happened. In fairness, we were quite lucky to get away. That Porsche unfortunately was not, ended up facing the wrong way, and I'm there thinking I'm home safe, but turns out Night Racer 60 had other ideas. Give me a right good tonking up the inside and just give me a bit of a love tap again the next corner, but we managed to get a lovely drive due to that little tap on the back end. And we're pushing up into 11th place. We've got two Porsches just ahead. There's big carnage just in front as well with that Porsche on the grass. He's come back on and clipped the back end of me, not the front end of the Porsche. And it's game over. Well, we've just got to pick up the pieces, get back on track and see what we can do now. So Tommy is 9 seconds in front in first place. There's a Corvette there just ghosted, coming back off the track. And there's an Aston Martin just going absolutely crazy here. Got in the way of the Corvette, and it was another easy couple of positions gained. So we get the power down nicely out of that tight left-hander, and we're up behind this Ferrari 488. Early on the brakes here, just to try and keep it a bit tighter with these hard tyres. Get the power down, a big slide from the back end of this M6, and we take it what's ours. So we're in 9th place now, speeding up towards this Dodge Viper. Slam the brakes on, up the inside, was very early on the brakes even though I went for the overtake, just testing out the grip that these hard tyres are giving without wasting too much time. But we now got the 911 Porsche just in front, and he was quite quick to be fair. You know, it took me about half a lap to get close, but these pair, they just come together, make it a nice easy pass for me. The guy tried to get the power down with the Porsche, the rear grip from that rear engine over the back wheels just gave him chronic understeer, but we cut forward, dive up the inside here of the Corvette, and Tatius Bird is having none of it. Them mediums were doing him very good there. Dived up the inside and managed to get it stopped. It was a bit messy, but he managed to pull it off. So fair enough, we're in 6th place, and first isn't too far away. 6.5, 6.4 seconds. Not too bad. We'll be able to catch that no problem at all. Great drive coming out of that last corner. Passed him on the straight, and this corner was very iffy. I didn't know how late or how early I could brake. That Corvette just had so much more grip than me, slammed it up the inside, and I planned to do the same here. Parked it up the inside here, kept it tight, made him go the long way round, and was hoping that I was able to try and get a nice drive coming out of this corner. No effect on me, him going for the overtake there. Realistically, managed to get the power down and left him for dead. So we're in 5th place now. We are on lap 420. There is no hidden meaning there. Into this tight left-hander now. We are behind the I think it's the 488. I'm not sure. It's the other Ferrari anyway, I believe. And it's meant to be quite quick. So we managed to pull up by the side of him there. We slammed the brakes on a tiny bit more in the corner to try to get it tighter. And who's behind me? That Porsche. Like I said earlier, that guy was decent. He had the pace. But now we're on lap 5 of 20. I have a nightmare there into turn 1. And I'm thinking that 5th place he might drop me up the inside here, so I tried to keep it as tight as possible on the entry. No way past for the Porsche, and now it's time to push. So we push, and we are coming on to lap 5 of 6. Babley has just ran wide on that final corner. Very, very tricky. We smashed that first corner there. Really good drive coming out of there, using all of the curbs. And now I'm thinking this is my race to mess up. Especially now. Good aim he's had enough. Quit out. And didn't want to see this race anymore. Lap 7 of 20. We've got to try and catch this Corvette now. So a lap goes by and we are on his tail. I screw up the first corner, but I can see that I have caught him significantly. His tyres are going to be shot. They're definitely going to be on minor, maybe even moderate. I am closing the gap significantly. And my car's feeling okay, in fairness, especially nearly halfway through the race. And what I'm trying to do now is just trying to line him up for a nice drive out of a corner. And I think this is it. Good rotation there from the M6. Lovely drive coming out of the corner. And I'm so close to him here. I decided to pull out early, but this kid was having none of it. He pushed me right out to the edge of the track. Absolutely solid racing for him, but unfortunately he was not quick enough or late enough on the brake into this fast right-hander. And now it's just fair game. More laps went by, I went in the pits. I came out the pits. And I stuck softs on. I thought this guy here coming was second place, so I panicked, but it's not. I think he was about 10 seconds behind me after, it all sort of recalculated its distance. And I just thought, you know what? Let's set an absolutely blistering lap time. So now upcoming is a lap of Brands Hatch at full chat. So we go over the start straight, brake not too late, but you want to just cut that apex quite late, fire it out using all of the curves on the outside, brake and turn. You can brake a bit deeper on there, especially if you've got a solid setup. Slowly put the power down to get that traction coming out of that tight right-hander, and this, don't turn too early. I've made that mistake many times. Use all the curves on the outside. Remember, do not turn too early for some of these corners. This one can be squared off, as you've seen there. Could have been a bit tighter. Used all of the curve on the outside. It was absolutely spot on. And now we're on the back straight. Up through the gears, up into fifth, up into sixth if you've got it. Now slam it down, maybe 2 gears. You don't want to go too low because it will just oversteer it and unsettle the car. This one is a bit dirty. You can turn a bit earlier than you believe. Use all of that curb on the outside. A stiff car will be upset on that outside curb. And again, you can turn a bit earlier in here as well. Many lines through that section. Into this left-hander here, try to use that curb on the inside like so. Use all of the curb on the outside. Again, like so. 1.7 seconds up on the time. This corner is a third gear corner in the GT. Bang it up into fourth if you need to. And then fire it out and keep it as close to this white line on the right-hand side as possible to get the quickest lap. And I got a 1:24.4. I don't know if that's quick or not, but for me, in this race, it felt quick anyway. And yeah, lap 19 of 20, we get a little warning there about fuel remaining. And all it is now, lads, is just bring her home. Essentially, we know we've got a 20-second lead. We don't want to make any silly mistake, which I love to make, especially towards the end of a race. Into this tight left-hander, and now we're just going to run through the last lap with battered tyres, essentially. And let's see what happens. So coming out of the tight right-hander there for the final corner, up through the gears, and now we're going to come across the line with moderate tyre wear. Let's hope we can, well, stay rubber side down, essentially. Braked a bit early, more of a straight line braking there for turn 1 with the damaged tyres. But turn 2, treat it the same. I didn't for some reason, but you can just square it off and fire it through. Short shift up into second and into third just to try and get that traction coming out of the corner. Turned a bit too early, underestimated just how much grip I still had left from the front end. Good rotation, and it did, well, end up shafting me. Again, into this left-hander here, long left-hander, used all of the curves. And now we're just going to head straight back up through the gears. Benzin is catching in second place, I believe. I think he went for mediums, so he does have a bit extra grip, but he's never going to catch me unless I make a mistake. And this is going to be the part if it happens. It's as simple as that. This part is horrific when you've got worn tyres. This corner here, as you can see, it happens to us all, boys. It happens to us all. Unfortunately, it was, well, fortunately enough, I was actually far enough away to not feel the damage of it, really. But that could have been a race ruiner. You could have been fighting head to head and completely shafted it and, well, give away your positions. But we are coming around the final corner now, lap 20 of 20. It's been a long, grueling race, kind of boring up at the front. But that is the BMW M6 at Brands Hatch destroying the GT2 lobby. Listen, if you're still here, as always, take care of yourselves. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, stay tuned for more.